All right. Hello, Haven. Welcome to the Safe Haven AMA with BrightX. We have Elias from the team today to tell us about his project. Elias, take it away, sir.
Hi, thanks for having me. So I am a representative for BrightX. I have the project owner here as well. He'll be answering any questions and communicating anything that I don't have the details on. I know most of the basics of the project. I've been with the project for a little while now. I've communicated with the project owner and some team members, and I understand how to answer a lot of the questions. But I'm here to help the project owner answer any of the questions that, he's not able to get to, or that the communication issues might get involved with. So the project is basically a new simple hub for all the tools necessary to create a coin, to create a crypto project. A lot of the tools involved are going to be more simple and easy to understand for new crypto users who want to create their own project, such as creating a coin, locking a coin for team members. Um, by the way, all of these details are on the website. I don't know if the website has been plugged in chat yet, but we have the white paper there, and as well as all the details.
Yeah, it's the website and everything is posted there.
All
I
right,
believe
great.
I have the white paper up as well. I did, yeah. So if you guys want to
Awesome.
check the AMA post, but yeah, go ahead, sir.
Well, there's some feedback there. Okay, that's better. Okay, so yeah, everyone who wants to check out the project can also go to the website for BrightX Crypto. We have the white paper there. This is a very kind of new project. It's in the initial phases, just before whitelisting. A lot of the details on the website are subject to change. We do accept feedback, of course, which is a very important part of new crypto projects. A lot of the aspects of this project are centered around the simplicity, the design, new security features, and it's trying to be basically a new platform that's coming after a lot of the crypto crash and a lot of the scams and rug pulls that have been going on. This is meant to be a platform to support projects that are more based in individual teams, simple projects, basically things that can be confirmed to be more secure. There will be KYS confirmation, possibly integration with audit teams, independent audit teams. A lot of the things that we're thinking of doing in the future are subject to change, and we also just take feedback for what security features that could be implemented. That's why we're doing these AMAs, is to tell people about the project and also to get feedback and ideas for what people want to see in a new platform. So yeah, that's the introduction.
Okay, so let's talk about these, new security features, whatever you guys bring in to the BSC.
So in an AMA we just did, we got plenty of more ideas as well. Um, so some ideas we heard were getting independent audits and independent KYS, doing possibly even additional features that have not been seen in crypto, such as um, seeing tax returns or things that banks do that crypto has not implemented. Like crypto has been something that has attempted to be unique from banking, but there's no reason why crypto itself can't implement some of the very sturdy security features that banks have created over the past few hundred years in order to make sure that they make their money and that all of the investments that investors put in there are secure. Because KYS and audit, there's all issues with crypto that can be cheated, or rug pulls, stuff like that. There's scams all over the place. So potentially being able to see an owner's tax returns kind of being the next level of doxing, right? Instead of just seeing that they exist as a person, like, yes, we see your face, but like seeing that they have an income, knowing their place of work, perhaps even having references, seeing the background of team members. Um, and that was one security feature that we heard that we really liked a lot. The other one was, in the future, partnering up with independent auditors and KYS, and doing doxing and doing background checks into people. There's also the ability to lock a coin for a certain amount of time, to be able to not be able to sell it for a certain amount of time from the team. Um, the BrightX coin, that is the basis for the platform. also has some details in it, such as its buy and sell tax, which contribute to the marketing, where the sell tax is higher than the buy tax. Just things all over the place that contribute to people holding rather than selling, kind of the motivations in different places, different security features, different motivations that push one way or another, things that add little bits in the background. And that's the kind of thing that we're looking for, and to be able to communicate from what already exists.
Okay.
Uh, Anur,
Um,
do you want to add anything that I haven't added yet? Is your mic on?
Let me make sure he's not muted. What was his name again?
Let's see if he's in
If
chat.
everybody's on muted right now.
Yeah, hello. Yes, I
Yep,
can
there
hear
we
you
go.
now. Yep.
All right, yeah. Is there anything you want to add to kind of what I mentioned? So Arnur is
Oh,
new to AMAs, so I'm gonna help him kind of with the prompts and answering questions and stuff. So everyone, please be sure to listen to Arnur. He's gonna let us know anything else that I might have missed.
no, I think you have mentioned all of the features we are having. Still, if they have any question regarding to the specific question or specific question they might have, they can ask me. I will try
Yeah,
to give them the proper answer.
like development things that I'm not like in the background of the project. Basically,
No,
my job.
as you have said that for the KYC and audit, our team have already planned because right now a lot of KYC, even after the KYC, the project is becoming scam. So we'll try to whenever our launchpad will launch, we'll try to have live KYC. Also, we'll try to get as much as details we can have from the uh, new projects. So if they even try to scam, at least we can have opportunity to uh, go after them or chase them, and this is how we can protect our investors fund as much as we can.
Yeah,
Well then,
So
I'm
how
open to
would
any
you
questions people have.
how would you guys go after someone, let's say, who did scam? What would be the protocols there?
so
That's
this
definitely open to uh, you know, different security features that might already have been implemented. But Arnor, if you have any ideas for part of the development process that could prevent that.
so as I said that we'll KYC them live KYC, and even though they are having live KYC with our team, it's very obvious for them to scam. Yeah, that this is true. But we also would like to have some of their information, some of their personal data. So if they even try to run, so we have at least a good opportunity to catch them, and so we can uh, refund the investors who have been already invested on their projects. So yeah, we are
Something, for
still working on
example,
this kind of things, but this is what our plan is. Hopefully, we'll come up with some new plan and also some good plan to take this kind of problems in the future,
yeah,
because
because
this has
something
been a big issues right now.
a possibility for developing is um, working in the ability to communicate with banks. So if someone wanted to sell, rug pull or sell all their crypto and move money to a different account or move it out into a fiat currency, it would be possible to communicate with that and bring it into, more established, protocols for that, for scamming and stuff. A lot of crypto has just been unregulated. So the ability to integrate with more established, and the kind of the concept of crypto is to be separate from the fiat currency, separate from the restrictions of banking and stuff like that. But the goal would be perhaps to bring the security systems from those, from banking, from more governmental rules without the overbearing regulation, so that if and this is just the beginning, and these are things that would have to be implemented into the structure of the code and into the project. But in the future, it would have to be figured out, but to be basically to communicate with the platforms that money would be transferred to, like banks or other wallets, and if there were a scam pulled, to be able to retrieve that money and give it back to the investors. But that's something that crypto has always had to deal with. I don't know if we're going to be able to solve that issue, but basically building in any security features possible, innovating on some security features, expanding outside of the crypto space, in order to make the crypto space more secure without the overbearing rules and regulations that have caused a lot of hurt, just from banking, is to kind of find that balance, which is very difficult in itself. But that's part of what getting community feedback is for. Getting ideas from community members, from investors, from experts as well. Something in the future could be hiring an expert consultant, and then implementing parts of other projects that have already been shown to have a higher success rate, in terms of features.
Okay. So, I mean, in the event that you guys had all of those things, like the bank information and all those things, and you were still not able to recover the money from the person that scammed it, your plan would be then to refund the investors personally?
If that were a possibility, depending on the position of on funds from tax, and how it's been allocated to marketing, um, a lot of a lot of startup projects um, do have that risk. Hopefully, the position of the project would be to be able to refund money from that, especially if it's a smaller project. Um, and from the built-in security features that would most easily be able to get that money back. But if all of that fails, hopefully that is an option that the project has.
Okay. I mean, so this is a fairly large role to take on, being as, BSC is huge. I mean, there's corners that we don't even know about or ever reach. I mean, how big is the team that you guys have and what are their roles?
So the team
So
is on the website. This is a new crypto project from a team which does have experience in coding, but this is their first crypto project. We're working on the bios on the website, but you can see let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
around 15 people.
There's quite a few people involved in this project, and it does have a few good sources of funding. Also looking for additional sources of funding from independent and group investors. But there is a good group of people currently working on the project, and they're also working on consistently upgrading the website, implementing new features. Something they're working on now is developing the bios. And are more people going to docs as well, or just you so far?
All of them will dogs, I think. If you
Okay, yeah. So, building those things, and perhaps in the future as well, additional team members. For example, myself, I am a representative. I don't work on the development behind the scenes. I basically assist with AMAs. I know about the project. I know about, some future plans. And basically I assist with communication, with English and stuff like that. Um, since, this is my expertise. But obviously everyone should hopefully do their own research into the project. And then, the project will consistently look for investors and additional features to implement and do its best to uh, avoid a lot of the pitfalls that other, crypto projects work on, especially since it's such a large scope project, as a platform looking to kind of enter the space, especially after a lot of crypto, projects have gone under. We've seen the market fall recently, and people want a lot more security in their investment, which is definitely understandable and something that we'd have to work very hard on doing.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing here is security. That's
Yeah,
usually every number one concern when it comes to any coin, especially, as we run a call channel. I mean, we try to vet and do everything we can to ensure that the coin is safe, but then still there are some coins that just get past us, even with doxed people. I could see that
yeah.
that would be important for a team like yours to be doxed, being that you're dealing with these
Hello.
securities.
There's Arnor doxing himself again on the
What's up, my
camera.
man? How you doing?
Hi, bro. Hi, I'm great, bro. How are you?
I'm doing well.
So about the dogs, yeah, all of my team will do that, and hey, for the KYC, we have already done our KYC from Jamepad, and we have done a few audits, but then before our pre-sale, we'll also do our audit uh, some from some big site as well. So we don't have any at the moment. Yeah, the security issue is a big issue for every project that has been coming recently. But we are planning to stay in the market for a long terms, and we have that vision like to stay in the market for long terms. Also, we have vesting. Our token vesting system is like for the team. We have around 15% of the token, and we are uh, vesting it for like 6 months, a long period of time, so people can trust us and give us a good feedback. So yeah, let's see.
Okay. And yeah, I actually went a little blank there for just a moment. Yeah, so when are you guys launching? And you said there was going to be a pre-sale.
Yeah, our private sale will be on 1st June, and after 10 days we'll start our pre-sale. And uh, after we are having our pre-sale done, if it goes well, so we are planning to uh, uh, list in PancakeSwap like in 2 or 3 days maximum.
Okay.
um, so yeah, and then we have a big plan for the our pad. So basically we haven't come up with the pads yet. We don't have, but our developing team has been working hard to give us the beta version before the pre-sale. So hopefully we will be done the expert before the pre-sale. And we just wanted to have a strong community before we are launching the pad, because the competition is pretty high, as you have seen, like Pink Cell and everyone, they are like a very big competition, and we are a new project, so it's going to be tough for us if we don't have even the community have been built yet. So if we launch it, so it's tough to stay in the market. So this is what our plan was, and we have come up with this plan. So uh, let's see. I think this is what we will do.
How,
This
so
is what
there
our
will be a,
vision is.
If I may interject as well, for people who
Yep.
want to stay along with the project, you can join the Telegram channel. I believe that's been pinned in chat. Also visit the website. There's the white paper there. There's other details there. There is a timeline, although that has to be kind of developed more as for how long each thing is going to take. A lot of this is open to change. It's a relatively new project. This is meant to kind of give details about what the project already has, and also to get ideas from community members. Having a community that can give ideas for security features, for content, for uses of the coin, um, for purpose of staking, for taxes, this, that, and the other. A lot of it's very expansive. There's a lot of details in each little corner of crypto that has to be nailed down, as I'm sure you've dealt with a whole lot in the various AMAs you've been doing. Features, security, marketing. It's very widespread, which is why I mention every time I appear on an AMA to definitely do your own research. And if you want to get involved in a project like this, to really communicate with the team. And the positive thing about this kind of team at such an early stage is to be able to communicate features that you might want implemented, and to be able to communicate kind of directly. There's people in the Telegram that will communicate one-on-one, which will take feedback relatively directly. And I communicate on the AMAs, and hopefully we'll be able to soon get to chat questions. And I know you might have questions since you deal with crypto AMAs a lot. And yeah, that's what I wanted to mention as well.
Okay, great. Now, for the private sale, how many BNB are you raising for the private?
We have around 100 soft cap and 200 hard cap.
Okay.
And for
Well,
the
the private,
pre-sale, yeah, it's quite a lot. And for the pre-sale, we'll have around 300 soft and 600 hard cap.
so what's going to be the total hard cap then, including private and pre-sellers? What are you guys
So
trying to
our
raise?
plan is to invest around 80% of the money on the marketing of our expat. And as I said that we are having we are trying to give some uh, new features for like the expat, like we have high staking appear, then uh, uh, also they can customize the token from us, it's gonna be a centralization token systems, not decentralization. Like all the other platform offer them decentralization token, but we are offering them centralization token. And also through the market, we want to invest on our expat more, and also with the time we wanna provide new features so the user can love this. User can satisfy with our platform, and they can work with us.
So Arnur,
Sure.
why don't you talk about the release of the tokens, the linear timetable, the number of tokens, kind of what you're looking for as well for the number of initial investors, and kind of it's not just that everyone has to be an early investor, but getting as kind of involved as anyone can, but the early number of coins and how you're looking to use those coins in the future. You said 80% for marketing, so if you want to get into that as well.
No, I said for the private sale and pre-sale, we want to invest almost like 80% of the marketing. So as you have said that our team token will be locked for like 1.5 months. Also from the staking, from the let me check one thing. So I'm sorry, guys. So from the staking reward, we are also taking half of the coin for like so after buying the token, it will be unlocked for 40% token will be unlocked initially, and then after a break of a week, every week 10% token will be unlocked. Because as you know, when the token's price goes up, investor literally sell their token, and it makes a bit chaos in the market, and it's most of the company couldn't handle this kind of chaos. So we don't want that to be happen for us as well. So we are trying to give as much as we can hold. So that's why we are planning to stake vesting token, almost half of the token like we have at the moment. So through with the time when the market goes well, so we can release the token like this. So our plan is to stake from the staking reward will 50% token will be locked. After a week, it will unlock like 10% a month, 10% a week. So almost 1.5 months will take to unlock the whole token. And for the team, it will be locked for like 6 months. So we cannot run with the amount, as you know, that we have long plan to stay in the market. We don't want to just come and raise the fund and go. So yeah, this is what our plan is, and let's see what happens next.
Yeah, and it's definitely open to changes and additional features, additional parts of the plan.
True.
A lot of these things are, yeah.
Every day we are like trying to build something new and trying to add more features as much as we can. So let's see.
Okay. I mean, you guys said the hard cap is 600 BNB for the pre-sale.
Yes, for the pre-sale. Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's a lot of BNB, especially with the way the market is right now. How will you guys handle, let's say, if you don't reach the soft cap? How will you guys handle the coin from there?
Okay, so this is a good question. We have come with me and my team was talking about this question yesterday, that if we couldn't raise the private pre-sale, so even if you are okay with the private sale, if we raise the private sale full amount, then if we couldn't raise the pre-sale, then we'll do a investor poll, and we'll ask them that should we keep the money and try give one more chance and invest from our private investors. I mean our initial investors, the co-founders, and also the seed funding team we have at the moment. Will we try one more time, or should the investors wants their money back? So if they want their money back, we are ready to give them the money back. And if they want us to try one more time, then we'll do more marketing, and then we'll do our pre-sale once again with proper utility and everything.
There's also the outreach to larger scale investors, private investors, that the team is doing. That's the marketing team's job. Basically, what we're doing is getting the community outreach to smaller investors who want to kind of buy a few coins and see where the project goes. But the part of the other marketing aspect is reaching out to larger investors who look deeper into the background of the project, and then perhaps hopefully invest larger amounts to see the project succeed in the long term, and get a larger scoop of the project.
Okay. What will be the taxes in and out?
So I believe the taxes are mentioned on the website. So the buy tax on the
It's 5%, I think.
yes, 5% and then 7%. As buy tax is 5. Yeah, so the sell tax is 2% higher than not 2% higher. I can't do math. It's 5% for the buy tax, 7% for the sell tax to
Yeah.
help encourage buying more than selling, which I think is better than just
Even we
having
have
them.
divided that amount, like 3% for the staking and 2% for the marketing. So I think it's mentioned in the website.
Okay.
If anyone go through it.
Nah, I mean, low taxes are the way, man. Like I see a lot of projects been doing well, especially as of late with the lower taxes. So that's a good way to start off.
Also finding a balance in order to get enough funds for continued marketing.
And also we are, if on the listing project, if they wanna launch on our launch pad, we are taking 1.5% of the total amount they're raising, because most of in the market, most of them are raising around more than 2%, like 2% and above. So we even tried that to be a little less, so at least we can have a competition with the market, with the big market.
Of course. Okay. Now, being that you guys are going to be working in security to, check out projects before they get listed and all that, what will be your security against like bots and things like that during launch?
A lot of the existing tools that are out there to prevent bots are able to be implemented. In the beginning, for a startup project like this, a lot of it does have to be kind of human based, but to be able to find those anti-bot features, which is partially why we come to these AMAs to hear feedback from people who know of these tools, and then also the research from the team itself to find these tools and to be able to implement them. A lot of this background code doesn't have to be written by the team itself, but implemented from proven other projects. And then it's an ongoing process as well. But yeah, anti-bot tools, research into existing tools, development of newer tools, building on those tools as well. And then also, human interaction, especially early on, because for such an early project, each person is able to be looked into to a shallow extent. It's not like there's tens of thousands of people this early on as well.
Okay. Now, all right. Now, once you guys have raised all the money, the pre-sale and everything, you've launched the token and everything is going well. How will you guys maintain everything? What are your future marketing plans after this? Like, how will you bring developers and things to use your website and to be vetted by you guys? What's going to bring them in?
So the basis of the project is to be a platform used for simplicity, used for the design aspect of it, having all the tools in one place, having all the security features in one place, being able to communicate with the community about existing features and new features. And that's kind of the white space, the unique aspect of the project, seeing as some other platforms are more established and are farther away from community feedback. And based on things that have already happened in crypto space, to be able to react to those in the initiation phase of this project. And then Arnor can answer more about specific marketing aspects that he knows about.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are trying to provide like staking reward. So we are providing around 150% of staking reward, but the time they have to put it haven't decided yet. But with the investor poll vote, also with our team, we will discuss about it, and we'll maybe come up with the idea. But we are trying to provide more opportunity than others, so we can have a good market and good community we can work with. Also, for the token, as I have said that we are vesting a lot of token at the moment, so we can at least control the market chaos. And after the listing in some of the big exchange list, I think it will when the price will go up, then we'll try to release. So so this is how we can control the market, and so the investor cannot actually withdraw all of the money and for this can be a reason to save our token, I think, for now on.
Like limits
And
on taking money out,
true,
limits
true,
on
true.
selling, especially early on. Some of these things can be more human created, like finding out more about people's backgrounds. And then other parts of this will have to be built into the tools that will happen automatically so that a human being doesn't have to do this every single time someone wants to sell something.
Okay. I believe Achilles had a question for us.
I do have some questions here. So,
oh boy.
Well, guys, you're talking about raising 800 BNB and then putting sell limits on a vested private sale and using 80% of the funds towards marketing. How do you plan on making any money?
So we are planning to make the money from the launchpad, to be honest. So I'm not marketing the 80% on my token. Actually, I'm marketing on for my launchpad. So basically, we want to make the profit from our launchpad, because else it will be a lot of money investing on the token. I think no one will invest 80% of
the tokens for the basis
projects,
of the project, but the platform is essentially what the project is, and the token is meant to support that. So the token is meant to support the purchase and the support of the individual projects on the platform. But since it's such a small project and it's in the initiation phase to begin with, the marketing has to be one of the main aspects in order to build the community to begin with. And then once there are more people starting to use the platform, which is to start their own crypto projects, to create their own coins with utility, preferably, since coins with utility have more staying power for games, for small smart contracts, for stuff like that. So using the 80% for the marketing of the platform itself, and then using the coins, and then using the BrightX coin underneath that to kind of be the basis for interaction between BNB and BrightX.
No, I mean, I understand. Oh, I guess I kind of theorized how you guys are going to make money, but I mean, like, as an investor. So if I put one BNB into this project, and let's say I'm in your private sale, so first off, I'm going to be vested, and then your liquidity is going to be below the amount invested. So let's say the project does a 4x. I mean, you're barely going to get out of a 2x on your initial investors. It just seems like this would be a great thing if it was private funded and ready, like to go as far as like on a launch. But 800 BNB means you guys need 1,600 BNB put in addition to the 800 to pull a 2x if 80% of that's going to liquidity.
It also depends on someone's investment of BrightX into new projects on the platform. So there will be independent, larger investors, but the purpose of the coin is to be. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. As you have mentioned, that there will be a new funding after we are launching the project. So yeah, that's how we're gonna raise our funds and to give the profit to the investors too, and also I think we'll get some of the money from our BrightX bets too. But yeah.
And the crypto project that you hear talk about, doing 15x over staking of 70 times return or whatever, there has to be a basis. There has to be a value for that return. You can't just do the MLM scheme type thing where you buy and then someone else buys more, and then you sell more. So there has to be a utility behind that, where there's actual use of that. The projects on the platform will preferably have that utility, and the BrightX coin will be the basis to invest in projects that. Oh, hello. The basis of that will be used to invest in those projects.
Turn off the camera, buddy.
Who is Dave? No, please.
I'm just muting Dave.
It was that someone just wanted to join, show us a pretty face.
That's it, right. Okay, so let's say I'm a developer. I launch on your platform. How do the funds that I pay you go back into the BrightX coin? because you are trying to convince people to buy a coin.
Right.
So how does it raise the value of the coin itself?
Yeah, so people who want to, so this is a lot of this is up in the air about the use of the coin and the interaction between the developer and the BrightX coin itself. But the most likely scenario is to use the coin in order to either implement functions using the tools of the platform, or to use the coin itself as the basis for the creation of a new coin and the interaction between their new coin and BrightX. So that's why the proprietary software in the background is, oh, they create a new coin, they base it off of BrightX, and then BrightX interacts with the other coins. So that kind of helps with the locking in on the platform for new developers, and also gives the value to the BrightX coin.
Okay. Thank you for answering my questions. We'll go back to Dumbledore.
No problem. I hope I answered well as to the project plans and kind of what features are able to be in the works on. I know a lot of this is up in the air. A lot of these features are just in their infancy. I'm going to turn my camera off as well because not looking too hot today. But but yeah, a lot of these features, that what we're looking for is definitely for community members to suggest features that they're aware of. I know a lot of people are worried about a lot of these security features. So people might say, hey, can this project implement this feature that I'm aware of from this other project that assists with the prevention of rug pulls? Because it's difficult for a team of really any specific size to find out about all the existing, snippets of code and tools that could be implemented and in a proper way. The purpose of the developers of the team is to, do their best to code the project, but to also implement new code into the project in a secure way. And then there's part of the team that will do the research into the tools that are suggested by community members, and do the research into existing tools as well.
I mean, I get the core concept that you're putting out there. It just, so I mean, we have a bunch of KYC launchpads, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a bunch of like advanced doc systems and things along those lines. And the one thing that worries me about a concept like this is that it gives the illusion of safety for your investment.
Right.
And like just the fact that the liquidity isn't going to be removed on a project does not mean the project is going to do well. I respect what you said about utilities, but like there's a saying someone once told me is like, when everyone and their grandmother is doing it, like sell. And that was in reference to stocks.
Right.
I watched a kid with a full staking and liquidity locker hit 9K on Crow and die. There's a little bit more to just like the utilities have to be innovative and new for us to really sort of like get behind them along and the market to rally around it. And what this comes down to in any aspect of DeFi, unless you're just a launchpad, is making your investors money. I just think you guys are raising a huge amount of BNB in order to do that. Unless you can find 800 BNB worth of several month vesting, that's going to be a really hard launch to pull off, guys.
And that's possible for a lot of the first projects, or even however long into the future, is the ability for community members to perhaps vote on launchpad projects. So the community members can look at these new projects as kind of which ones will be the most viable in the long term, which ones will be the most profitable. It would be possible, hopefully, in the long term for any old grandma to create a coin that would be secure based on the tools that would be built in. But obviously right now, a lot of those security features have not been proven, because a lot of scam coins and rug pulls can occur even with the existing tools that are on the market. KYC can be fake, audits cannot be good enough. So we would want to partner.
All of these things can be legitimate and the coin can still just dump.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And hopefully with the interaction with the community and investors, it would be with people who choose which projects to invest in, which projects have the most utility, which have the longest staying power, and then based on the existing security features and future security features that can be built in, it's which is a realistic timescale, which is a realistic APR, which is a realistic profit motive, which is what's realistic, what has utility, what has staying power, and that's something that could either be voted on or which could be refunded if projects pull the rug, based on the security features and the interaction with the banking and with the project owner's wallet.
Okay, fair. I'm sorry, I've taken too much time. I'm going to give back to Dumbledore.
No, that's okay. A lot of these questions are good. I'm getting practice answering a lot of these great questions. Hopefully we can get to some chat questions. We don't have a ton of time left, but it's good that a lot of these more specific questions are getting time, because back before a lot of these crypto crashes, it's a lot of unfettered FOMO, which can be good in its own way, but can also lead to projects being able to get away with things that they shouldn't be able to get away with. So projects that are held to account for security and to a lot of these questions that are created and brought up because of the failure of previous projects. And I think that's a good thing.
Okay, fair. So, I mean, that's great. You guys are going from AMAs and talking to your investors and finding out what security features you should add and do all those things. But when will you actually implement most of these things? Will it be before launch, or are you going to be adding things as you go?
Probably just from the number of security features and the amount of research that has to be done. We would have to decide which features to implement before launch and which ones to just have to implement on a continuous basis. Because it can't all be implemented at the beginning, because then you have a community that's just waiting and waiting and waiting. The hype has to be created. The security features that are the most basic have to be implemented first, and then perhaps before launch, a lot of the stronger ones, and then perhaps some proprietary implementation, like of a combination of tools and some custom software. But yeah, a lot of it will have to just be as it goes, because while the platform may have launched and may launch, there's still the projects that would launch on the platform that would need to be based on the security features. So a security feature that would be implemented on the platform, 1 month, and then the projects based on that hopefully, would also be able to be based on the security features implemented in the future. But since the new projects would be continuously, developed on the platform, so would the security features as well. It's a continuous thing. It's not like, all the security features are put in at the beginning and then there's just no more security features to put in. It has to be continuous.
Okay. All right, let's jump to a few community questions while we still have a little time left. Inda in the chat's been firing up a lot of questions, so let me jump to one of hers. She's asking, so what is the team doing differently to make sure
was
this
me.
project... Oh, what? Hello?
Yeah, sorry. No, you asked me for questions. I was thinking that was me.
Oh, no. Inda, I'm doing text questions right now. I'll let you get one in here in just a moment, buddy. No, Inda in the text asks, what is the team doing differently to make sure that this project is successful in the long run and not just a pump and dump? I guess meaning like there are other projects that do what you guys are doing, and I've seen some have attempted this in the past. So what makes you guys different?
Yeah, a lot of the details that I've already mentioned, such as the simplicity, the design features, the community interaction with the projects on the platform. But Arnor can kind of describe what additional features that would make it separate. I'm not involved in a lot of the proprietary behind the background, software development. I believe Arnor said for future AMAs, we're also going to bring on a software developer, because they would have a lot more insight into the actual code and specific features. Arnor, if you have any details about
right. As you
what
said
makes us
that
unique.
basically our team have around 15 people, and they're everyone is from a different background. So we like for the developing team, developer have they're working on the development, and for us, like the co-founder, we are trying to raise the fund and working with the marketing team. As I said that before pre-sale, I will have my from my core development team, I will have a senior blockchain developer, so he can answer more about the development through the website and BrightX through our projects. And as a team, we try to focus more on our project. We talk every day. We think about the more features we can add, and also the problems we are having. Also, we have studied from the previous project. Like crypto has been our dream since last few years, and we have started this like a few months ago. So we all were waiting to have the right opportunity so we can invest on crypto and come up with a project like this in the future. As I have said that we just our vision is to as I'm from Bangladesh, so a lot of investor wants to invest money, a lot of young people wants to invest money, but they don't have they don't know about crypto that much from our side of area. So we want to make them more awareness about crypto, and also we want them to motivate to work with us and to get investment from them, so and give them good feedback. So this is what our vision is, and my team have been working really hard since last few months, and I think they will what I believe is the problem, a lot of problems will come, and but my team is ready to face all of them. I think they have good capability to recover it, I think, and I personally believe in them. So hopefully we'll come up with something big soon, inshallah, in the future, I think. So this
Yeah,
is
and
what our aim is. Also,
a lot of the features that hopefully can be implemented will come from community members. It's not, I mean, hopefully there will be a lot of community
true,
investors,
very
but
true. Yeah,
also
true.
like individual suggestions. Visit the BrightX Telegram channel. Get involved with communicating directly with individuals in the team. It's a very initial phase of the project with high goals, sure, but definitely needs to be based in reality, like of the tools and of the community, and of actual plans that could go wrong in certain ways and needs to have backups, and different directions to go in. But yeah, based on the marketing, um oh gosh, why is
Happens to
that's
me
my
all the
that's my fire, and there's nothing even. All right, that beeped twice and then stopped.
time. Make sure you don't need to jump out the window.
That is so loud. I'm right by the window. I don't actually have a screen. I could open the window and just like dive roll at the front. But
Always an
I
option.
have too many precious things in here. I'd rather just die in a fire.
Just die with them. I get it, man. Like a dragon.
Like I
All
need to
right, let me jump to one
grab
more.
my cat, eat him out the window, and then
Let me jump to one more text question. This one from YU. I think you guys kind of touched on a little bit of this, but being that you guys will be faced with people presenting like fake IDs, fake documents, do you guys have contacts with security agencies from other countries in case of fraud?
that would definitely be something that would be preferable. In such an early phase, not currently. But yeah, as part of like the communication with the exterior banks and like tax forms, that would have to be something integrated into the how do you say, more implemented kind of form of security, things that already exist, like people presenting false forms of ID. Well, there are companies that analyze those things that might be able to be partnered with. The tax forms, communicating with the banks, communicating with other agencies. Those partnerships would preferably have to be formed over time, one after another. And these are things that the marketing team has to deal with. Outreach into these agencies, and that's such an early project. Those things can be especially difficult. Some things can only be acquired once you've reached a certain size. Like for acquiring tax records, that's one thing, but paying for, oh, there's someone outside. But paying for a lot more detailed records of people is something that is an additional security feature, but also needs some kind of size, or how do you say, like, you need to have the right connections for that kind of thing, and that needs to be developed over time.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. That would be valuable. All right, I hope that answered your question. YU, Rob, in the chat and here in the VC, I believe you had a question, sir.
So we'll start with some basic stuff about this one. So your team is basically based in Bangladesh, right? Like the whole dev team that's based in Bangladesh?
Yes, you're right. Yep.
So all your Solidity, your everything, which is basically happening there. Okay, that's good. Now, the second part is you want to assign on an 800 BNB, you're assigning 80% to the marketing. Now, the question here is, what is marketing here? I mean, marketing means a lot of stuff. So what's basically marketing is classified here. Like, I'm going to spend 800 BNB, 80% of that into marketing. So what are the rules, or what are the stuff that you're doing with that? Like, what are the different actions, like different stuff that is involved in that money?
I mean, some of it is community development and outreach. Some of it is paying for, for tools and security features. But marketing
But what is tools and security feature? I mean, we have, like you mentioned, almost 17 times. I was counting almost 17 times. You talk about security features. But that's something, it's any Solidity developer who basically is working with anything. I mean, this is open source. GitHub, you have every single rug exploit is up there. You don't have to create anything new. So everything which is happening exploit across every chain, the crypto community is always interacting through GitHub. It gets posted. You don't have to create a new tool. Every single tool is up there.
One tool, as I say, I call it a tool, is partnering with independent auditors. That's something you have to pay in order to get. Independent KYC, research into independent, developer backgrounds. Those are something you have to pay for, because you can't really do that in-house without it being like a conflict of interest. Tools as in time, paying the team in order to develop proprietary software. Tools as in the research and time it takes to implement, the free software that exists, and also to get, software developers and experts and consultants, and that's separate from the marketing itself. Marketing, I mean, I'm not a marketing expert. I suspect that in the future an AMA with one of the marketers could be arranged. But
what was your role in the company then?
My role is as a communicator. When I appear on the AMAs, I help communicate with communities. I'm part of the marketing team. I'm part of the marketing team.
You're a part of the company, or you're like an employee to the company, or the project.
I'm independent. I'm technically a freelancer who helps projects. I research.
So you appear for other projects as well. So you're more like the voice who appears for other people's projects as well.
So very few. This is the only project I'm with currently. But I see. I'm currently working with the company in order to promote, to promote their project, in order to communicate existing features, communicate about their future plans. A lot of, they're from Bangladesh. English is not their first language. I understand a lot about crypto. I've looked into their project.
Well, I've been to Bangladesh 3 times, so for me, it's not. I mean, I've been there, so it's definitely not surprising. So my questions are pretty fair here. So I'm trying to put a fair balance here. We have 800 BNB to be put it into place. Second, we have the team, which is already in-house, which means you don't have to hire new people for the tech part. So your tech part should be pretty much done. Because it's Bangladesh, I'm expecting the labor to be cheaper compared to the US, where you don't have to pay the government payroll of 10 grand or anything, different one. So keeping in mind, we have platforms like Gempad who have done like the whole platform ready and launched with 300 BNB. And most of the money, even Gempad had a hard time finding great projects, even though they have a great team. How do you think when you're spending so much money into in marketing, where there's no LP for people to pull out or probably sell the tokens, then people are staking, then we have 150% APR, then how are you going to counter that with an assumption that you will get projects in a market where every project is getting screwed, and you will get a project, like that's again an assumption. So we're basically doing a blind throw, like expecting something to happen. Then team tokens actually makes no sense because 80% of money is gone. So 20%, what should I do with that? And then your taxes are low, which means you would not get a lot of revenue because of the taxes or the transaction, which is completely volume based.
How's that sorry, working? I think you have understand something wrong. We cannot raise 800 BNB because 51% token will be logged as DEX, right? And we are staking a bit amount of token also for staking, like for 2 or 3% maybe. From the 47% token we are selling, from that percentage we are taking the 80% for the marketing. not the total
but
800 BNB.
but that's a whole raise. Like when you your token doesn't matter. I mean, it's about you allocating something for a future purpose. But your LP is about how much you're circulating supply. That is different. But then you are assigning your market cap depends on how much you're raising and how much you're putting into the LP. If you're putting 20% of the LP and you're reducing a circuit supply, your market cap might be up, but then just because somebody's going to sell, your price impact would be pretty huge. So in a way, somebody's stuck. So, and I'm just trying to give you a fair point dynamics because it's tokenomics and
it's right,
APR
right,
doesn't add up for me because it's more about an expectation and a possibility with I don't have this ready. I don't have things ready. I will try to create something, but then it's a lot of will and to will and doing things.
As
I'm sorry for being too straight, but it's an investor perspective for me. That's
I understand. Arnor, if I may. So I wasn't involved in the idea process in order to think, 800 BNB, this versus that. But I suspect a lot of this is open to change, although they do have the reasons for that, as Arnor is about to explain. But part of that initial phase and part of the initial marketing funds, I would hope would be to perhaps hire consultants such as yourself, which would have some of the investor background and which would have some of these ideas about like why some things might not work and which things might work better. Your ideas, community ideas to contribute to this project can change any part of a project, which could make it more successful. Which source of funding would be better in order to make investor funds more secure? What allocation of funds go where to where? And direct involvement from people, it's open as much as Arnor allows it to be, and something I definitely encourage as someone who sees a lot of different types of crypto projects, and you as someone who's seen a lot of different type of crypto projects, and as someone who's definitely cautious and aware of the risks and of the failures of a lot of previous projects. I want to see successful projects succeed. I hate to see rug pulls. I especially hate to see it when projects promise something that I want to see and then I never see it. I want to see those things, and I want to build into those projects functions that protect both the project owners and the investors who want to see those features implemented. I would hope that people like you can be part of the project and can help push the project in good directions. Arnor would be able to talk more about the decisions behind the numbers, but that's something that I just hope to see.
I was more expecting like you guys finish the product, have it ready, give it to the community. I think that would be a more better because you guys already have an in-house team. At least, you could start the marketing later, but at least if you have the product ready, there is more safety for the investor to see, okay, we have a product, we have things ready. And the reason I'm saying is because you already have a team. You have a operating office, you have an operating team, people are working, you have the capability in-house to do it. So I think it's more worthwhile, just a view that you have a product finished. Exactly, yeah, and then do it. I think it's more viable that people have a better feeling because in the crypto, everybody's selling a dream. So
can I answer your question if you don't mind? Please. As you have said that I already have my develop team have been working through the BrightX pad and will release the beta version before our pre-sale. We have already mentioned that in earlier stage, I think, also on our previous AMA, but we wanted to have a good community first, then the BrightX pads, because a lot of high competitions are in the market. So it won't be easy for us to come to the market and have good to do the business right now at the moment. So that's why we came up with the BrightX token first. So through the token we could have built a strong community. Then we could have launched the BrightX launchpad. Like after the pre-sale, I think around 1.5 months we'll launch our BrightX pad. So we have already talked with our development teams, also our marketing team. The marketing team is which our marketing teams are working with us. So and you are right, we are not very good at marketing, so we are hiring the big marketing team as we can see, as we have in our mind for the marketing, and the amount you have said that 800 BNB, so we cannot have the total 800 BNB, this 51% token are locked in BrightX, and the other amount I have said that we have some amount, some percentage of the token will be staking for a amount of time, for a period of time, and the other maybe 45 to 46%. From that amount, 80% will invest on marketing and development. I think it's a pretty good amount to invest in marketing, because we need better marketing than others, because our competition is pretty high. Still, yeah, as Ilyas said, that we might need the good who have better idea in financial background. We might need some of the advisor, so we can divide the money more previously and more consciously. So yeah, we'll keep that in mind. But as I have said, that our plan is to invest more on marketing, so we can at least have a good opportunity to opportunity to stay in the market with the big competitor. So
and
yeah.
you definitely have a point about the phase of the project, about how it's in such an early phase, the initiation phase, and how, you know, having the pre-sale and trying to get such a large amount of BNB this early on for marketing. It might be better to get larger investors early on to develop the background features before doing a pre-sale. Arnor, that's up to you to decide to interact with the team and work on the timetable. And yeah, as you said, talking to advisors is also part of, you know, figuring out the best timetable and building trust, because it's not just building blind trust, it's building up the security features that prevent, you know, scams from both ends from happening.
Well, Rob, I hope that answered some of your questions, buddy. Guys, we are pretty much at the time to wrap it up here.
Time will tell. Yeah, it's no point dragging it up. I mean, you know, it's a long discussion, but yeah.
It is a very
Thank you again. Thank you, and wish you guys luck.
And this is what AMAs are for, guys, is to ask questions, to learn. You know, by no means is this to discourage anyone from buying. Nothing here is financial advice. This is just truly for the guys to come on, talk about their project, and for us to ask questions. And, you know, I think you guys answered them pretty well to the best of your ability, and we appreciate that. Before we wrap everything up, would you guys like to close anything before I end the recording?
Sure. I'd just like to say thank you for having us on. Thank you for the excellent questions. I definitely like hearing such detailed questions about, you know, the nature of crypto and specifics about, you know, what'll be the most secure for investors. That's definitely something a lot of new crypto projects have to incorporate and think about, because, you know, a lot of projects have failed, and new projects have to implement those features, have to have those plans in place. And you questioning those basic aspects of this project, I love to see it. I like to encourage everyone to do their own research. Nothing I say is guaranteed. I like to say, you know, do your own research. You be sure of your own investment. I represent this project to the best of my ability and to the best of my knowledge of what they're doing. And that's based on my own research. But yeah, thank you for having me. I hope I was able to answer your questions. But everyone can also go to the Telegram channel, post your questions there if they haven't been answered. Please visit the website. You know, put your suggestions there, put your questions there, and the team will do their best to interact with you.
Also, thanks for having us. And I might be not very good well speaker, but then I tried my best because I'm not used to it. And also, as Mr. Rob asked me about the financial problem, I will sit with my team, and hopefully, if there is any misunderstanding, I will try to solve it as soon as possible. But this is only we have come to stay in the market for a long time, and this is an authentic project we are working on at the moment. So our aim is to become a successful, to become this project, to make this project a successful project. So yeah, thank you.
It's an ongoing process, and hopefully people who want to be involved will be involved however they can. And hopefully the team can develop what they can in order to make it trustworthy and to make it as secure for everyone as possible. So yeah, thank you for having us on. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, BrightX. Thank you both for coming on, answering questions, and best of luck to you and your project. I'm going to stop the recording now.